Here's the thing. Not all days are we meant to be going Mach 2 with our hair on fire. There's a little Top Gun quote for you. I love Top Gun. So days of rest and recharge are needed too. So true confession from me, I woke up in slow mode today, opposite of what I inspired you all to do yesterday during our podcast time, right? Here, of course, I mentioned wake up fast, make your bed, and just move on with those little tasks to check off. But you do need to listen to your body and live in that moderation. If there's days that you need a bit more rest and recharge, go for it. So I've been a bit under the weather. You can probably hear it in my voice. And I know a lot of us are catching up from a busy 2022. I know sometimes when I've been going, and finally have a little time to rest, I will tend to get sick. It's odd. But anyways, so if you need to go to bed and get some rest, go to bed early, get up late, that is perfectly okay. Today's episode is going to be a big reflection on 2022. We're going to let go of some of the old and set up for the new. It'll be fun. I do have a PDF I created to go with this, so you can download it on the link below. There are 12 tips mentioned for a successful year that I'll review at the end. So we'll kind of go over the fun tips as we get through this podcast. So the PDF has all of the tips listed, and you can check them off as you move forward in Q1. I imagine you'll have them all completed before March, long before March. You can also take little notes for this. If you're a journaler, I recommend you take your journal out now too. Welcome to the Elle Daily Podcast, better known as the EDP. Okay, I know it is a bit cheesy, but that is how I roll, and I love it. On the Elle Daily Podcast, we'll talk about all things that inspire and elevate our lives. I'm your host, Ellen Roers, and you can call me Elle if you want. I answer to both Elle and Ellen. I'm better known as Auntie Elle. So siblings and a lot of friends and family call me Elle. I'm figuring out the days here that I plan to post the podcast. This week, it'll be more because I'm trying to get some practice with it. And I do have a slow week. I'll be starting a new job next week. So I'm transitioning and, I got a little more time on my hands. So I thought, what better way to really dive into this podcast? As I mentioned yesterday, most days it'll just be you and I together on the podcast. I'll share an inspirational quote, affirmation, and a discussion to follow. Monthly, or maybe even more, I have so many folks that I'd love to interview. But monthly, for sure, I'll bring in an inspirational guest to interview. I'll start out by introducing them and telling you all why they inspire me. It might be a little uncomfortable for them to hear those compliments, but I'm all about giving compliments when they are due to someone, right? I have been reaching out to guests already, and I am excited for you to meet and hear from them. Before we dive into today's topic, let's go to the quote of the day. You heard me mention yesterday the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill is one that some will love and maybe some not so much. But I personally have found that he has so many good tips, or definitely his book, Think and Grow Rich has been really good for me. It's one that I love to look at every year. So here we go with the quote. Do not wait. The time will never be just right. So this can apply to so many of us in so many ways. So for myself, I even think back about starting this podcast, right? There's never really a good time to do it. You just got to start. And even another one I think back on is purchasing a home. Here, all those years when I was younger, I was always thinking about, I need to put 20% down. And man, do I wish I would have just done it early on without even worrying about that. So that's just one example, right? We worry about timing. Some of you may worry about timing for kids. Others, might be thinking about the fear of rates right now, inflation. I meant to say inflation, right? That's a big concern for a lot of you. The list goes on. But as I evolve, I tend to not dwell on those things. And with that, the affirmation I picked for us to really focus on today will give us a bit of peace. So here it is. I focus on what I can control and make peace with what I cannot. So I love that. And I'm going to say it one more time. I focus on what I can control and make peace with what I cannot. So if you want to say it yourself, please do, or think about it in your mind, write it down. All right, nice work on that. That is your daily message to contemplate on. And on that note, let's dive in to the nitty-gritty of today's podcast. So if you are one to journal, I already mentioned that, take it out now. If not, just make a mental note or visualize. That's perfect as well. So To begin, write down or think about what are you proud of from 22. I can think of lots in 2022 that I'm really proud of. One, just buying the condo, selling the other house, just write of everything. It could even be, listening to this podcast. It could be facing your fears. It can be giving yourself love and gratitude from everything in the past year. Really focus on some of those things, little, big, small, doesn't matter. And then release everything that you're ready to let go of from the last year. Maybe there's some things that didn't work for you. So it's neat. I spoke to one of my dear friends yesterday, and I'm proud of her. She just bought a new home, so congratulations. If she's listening, congrats, Mare. And I know one of the points I wanted to share from our conversation yesterday, she said, yeah, somebody mentioned a tradition of opening up the front door to let the old out. And I thought, I liked it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do that right after we get off the phone. And I did. I opened up my patio door and just was like, thought about all the things I wanted to release. So I also told her I'd mention it on the podcast. So here we are. But yes, pour out or get rid of those old habits, stories, situations, elements of relationships. Maybe you're holding on to grudges. Maybe you're focusing on your partner's negative aspects versus all of their good. Think about their good versus bad. And let things go. So you can visualize it or write it down. I know I mentioned that now or earlier. Imagine them being released or being pulled out of you and dissolved. All those things can just let go. And now set your intentions for 2023. Fill in the space between on what was and what is becoming. So you have so much to look forward to. We are bringing in new energy with a new year. I love a new year just for that. So just a reminder again, this is new energy, a new perspective that is happening through us. It really does happen through us. We are consciously creating it. You hear me talk about the subconscious, the conscious mind all the time. So this allows for new downloads, insights, ideas. I often think or like to explain it as computers. You have to debug them, get rid of the junk. Sometimes they slow down, right? And then you upload it with new software and it makes everything better. It runs better, it runs smoother. And a lot of times we just got to release the crap before we can put in something new, right? And so being more aware of our conscious state, our thoughts, we're really going to be able to upgrade our subconscious mind to be more positive, creating that new positive energy in your human mind. So thinking about it, your words and your thoughts. Feel who you truly are and beyond. Sometimes I don't even know my true self. Do you know? I have to be honest. Like I said, I have to continually figure out who my true self is. And I know that sounds a little deep, but it's when I get out of the day-to-day craze, that's when I can really feel and listen to who I truly am, like my inner conscious heart soul, if that makes sense. And working through our physical body, emotions, and knowing our intuitions, our heart desires, okay? So that's huge. So what we feel, and we know we have to release, right? How to make this heaven on earth. I know it's a bold statement to say that, but over the years, I really I've gotten there. I feel so happy. And I want that for everybody. We are in this infinite and powerful time. So trust yourself, trust your visions of your life. You can make anything happen. Dream big. If you are spiritual or not, that's okay. Whether you're spiritual, know that the divine is working with you. If it's just yourself, that's great. Know your true self and your potential. You are truly stepping into your power. So going back, I know there's a lot of deep, but going back to the computer analogy, you have gotten rid of the old or items that don't serve you for the new year. And now you've set your new intentions, right? You're thinking about what you want to bring forward for success. What is it that is going to make you successful? And we'll talk about some of those tips shortly. So set those new intentions, let the old stories and beliefs disappear. You can replace them with the new. So for good measure, kind of observe or think about the old deliberately. You can think about it and just say, I let you go. Just like my friend said, letting it go out the door and let it disappear for good, whatever it may be that you want to get rid of. And know that we kind of tend to hold on to those energies that conflict each other. Maybe you are calling in abundance, but you're feeling lack. Maybe you're, feeling lack of love. I know I sometimes do, right? Money, purpose, new career. What is it that you feel like you're lacking? Empowerment. Sometimes you're holding on to disempowerment, right? We need to let those energies go and focus on the good. So let go of all the lack, let go of all the powerlessness, let go of the past expectations, assumptions. Be as open and honest with yourself. What stories are you holding on to that won't allow you to create the life you want to live? Maybe if you are looking for love, are you holding on to the fact that there maybe isn't somebody for you out there? We all hold on to things that can affect our subconscious state. So once you do this, it will allow you to get to your true self and have that true self-realization. So feel your heart's desires and know that all is in alignment and being activated within you right now. It's flowing into your mind, your hearts, your belief in your thoughts, or your beliefs in your thoughts. So even into your emotional and physical body, that's when things really get good. So if you are ready for this new change to let things in, say yes, and visualize to the fullest these manifestations for yourself and for the world. Things are going to be amazing in 2023. So now that we did that, I am going to go straight to my notes here. I was talking about the little PDF or checklist, so you can print this off. There are 12 tips, and I just put some of my favorites. I'm not a big person. Oh, here we go. Cheers. I forgot that I poured this. I didn't want it to go bad because I opened a bubbly on New Year's Eve, and it's just me. It was just me, so you can hear my nose. I'm still nasally. I didn't want a bubbly to go bad, so this is day 3. I just finished off the bottle with this glass here. And for the podcast people, you probably can't see what I'm doing. I have a video going for my YouTube friends, so I just did a cheers with a little bubbly. So there you go. But anyways, this PDF, it's fun tips for a happy new year. So the first one, number 1, declutter and deep clean. So give away or sell the things that that you no longer use, right? So sometimes I love to declutter my closets, everything. Today, the first one I decluttered was my junk drawer. I will tell you, everybody needs a junk drawer, right? But man, I collect a lot of junk over the year. So I just threw a lot away or moved things around. Sometimes I end up throwing things in the junk drawer that I don't want to take upstairs. But yeah, do a deep clean, declutter as much as you can and throw away. Create a vision board. Love to create a vision board. One, you can fill it up with past memories that were fun that you want to continue, or maybe kind of start with something that you're dreaming of. For me, I want to get married one day. So heck, I'll put a beautiful engagement ring on my vision board. I would love to go to Bora Bora or Fiji one day. So I'll put a picture of that up, right? Whatever you're envisioning. Maybe you want to buy a new tractor or truck, or we all have things we want to buy, right? Maybe you want a baby. Put a baby in there. So many things to manifest and create. 3, rearrange furniture or rooms. I love doing this. I actually just swapped my bedroom furniture from my office. Thought it was time for a change. Kind of create some new energy. It's a good way just to feel fresh and good. Create a budget. Yes, I do this every year. At the beginning of the year, I continually follow my budget. But one thing I will say, if you have not used Rocket Money, it's by Truebill. I think Truebill bought Rocket Money. Man, it's $7 a month, and it is the best investment I've had because it links to all of your accounts, your savings, credit cards that you use. It's fabulous. You can see what's coming in and what's going out. And it just works well for me because it's a one-stop shop. So I don't have to go to my Amex. I don't have to go to, my Wells Fargo accounts, whatever it may be, right? It's just one-stop shop, and it's really nice. And these are more detailed right on the PDF. Just for time's sake, I probably won't dive into each detailed aspect, but I just want to do a high level. And then, like I said, have fun with this because you can kind of check them off as you go. Of course, this isn't something you just do in a week because some of these will take a bit longer. An admin day. So what I mean by an admin day is thinking about, all right, what are some of the upcoming vacation times? How does my year look in a whole? How does it look, in a month, in even quarter? Kind of break it down. And also looking at your investments. So a lot of times I'll kind of look at, I don't have pension, but if you have pension, check it out. 401ks, your IRAs, any type of investments. If you are 65, depending on my viewers and my listeners, if you're 65, you can apply for Social Security now to claim full benefits. So that's exciting. If you're younger like myself, then maybe not quite yet, but check out those 401ks, IRAs, and be well aware of what's going on with them. And then learn something new. Number 6, I say that this can be so fun for me because now that I'm not traveling as much, when I was jet setting, it's hard to, get involved with classes. A lot of times when I'm jet setting, I'm meeting folks on the plane and learning something new from them or reading a book. But now I can take classes. So you'll find that every city has a community kind of education class, or classes, I should say, and so many categories. So if you want to do cooking, maybe learn a new language, dancing, you name it, there will be something for you. So check it out. Great way to meet people, and a lot of fun. 7, this one I think is really important, digital declutter. So I find that, boy, does my inbox get full. I like to keep a clean inbox throughout the year, but at the end of the year, I just love to really go through it and delete anything that I no longer need, or folder it, file it, put it in a folder where I can refer back to it if needed. Social media, same thing. If there's maybe folks or people that I don't necessarily need to follow that aren't bringing a positive joy to my life, maybe time to delete some of that. I just like to curate my space, right? To just ensure that I'm more positive and looking at uplifting information, and that really will help you grow. I even like to go through some of my old text messages and delete through some of those that I don't need, right? So digital declutter is a good one. 8, start or complete your estate planning. And the reason I say this is because, you know what? I am 41 and I have yet to meet with a power of attorney or figure out okay, do I have a will? No, I don't have a will. I don't have a power of attorney. I don't have a healthcare proxy. Those are things that I should start looking at. So of course, I imagine if you are in your 60s, this is something that you have definitely done. If you're, in your 20s and 30s, maybe something you haven't thought about yet, but definitely something to contemplate, right? I know for me, I'm ready and it is time to do that this year. So it's probably something I won't do till February and March. It's kind of at the end of my list, but I definitely want to get going on that. Your bucket list. So number 9, upgrade your bucket list. If you have one and you've checked a lot off, maybe relook at it. And I would say prioritize it. So if you're one that has kids right now and maybe you've always wanted to go to Disney World, that would be a good one to do with your kids, right? For me, I know you can kind of prioritize them based on, this is the time that I would love to do more of a aggressive trip like hiking, or I'd love to go to Alaska and do something that's more active that maybe I wouldn't do when I'm in my 70s. But it's a great thing to prioritize what you want to do now and what you kind of foresee doing later on. And then here's number 10, choose a word for the year. I think it's really fun to kind of cast your vision for the year and give direction. So I will tell you mine. You can absolutely take it and use it, but mine is to create. I feel that when I love to create, you heard me say it yesterday, the more that you can output versus input. So, whether you're sitting down watching Netflix, a movie, a series, that's fine, but that is, you're inputting information, right? You're gathering something in, you're not creating with that. So I want to spend more of my time creating. And the reason I love that is because I think it really develops my mind. It is one where I can connect with people, which is why I'm doing the YouTube and the podcast. I have fun with the creating. So that's my biggest goal for 2023. And, figure out yours. What is it that you really want to do? What is it that's going to help you grow and be the best version of yourself? This one, number 11, I had to put it in there, but I don't want you to stress about it. Get moving, right? We all say, we need to exercise or eat healthy. I'm one, again, I don't want to just throw out a bunch of New Year's resolutions. I just think it's important throughout the year to be thinking about these things. So when I say get moving, mine is as simple as when I wake up in the morning, you hear me say, I make my bed, I'll put on my yoga gear, my workout clothes. I don't do much, to be honest. I either do a bar routine, 20, 30 minutes max, or lately I just got a rowing machine, so I'll row. My new favorite is really throwing on some fun dance music. I dance and stretch, I row for 15 minutes, and I'm done within a half hour, and it's perfect. Don't even do it every day, maybe 5 days a week, but I do stretch most every morning and evening just to feel good. So get moving, go on a walk, get some fresh air. And last but not least, dream big. So number 12, dream big. Envision what your days and weeks ahead will be. List the interests, hobbies, and social interactions that you will engage in to make life more fulfilling. So yeah, do you like what you see? And if not, what would you change? So I think it's important to dream big, set big goals. It's one to set a goal, but to really implement it. For me, I found I do a lot of goal writing, but if I don't have a strategy or a way to get there, it really doesn't mean as much. So that's something that I need to work on, is to really, great to have a goal, but come up with the plan. And that's what I'm even doing here with the podcast, is I have to write out a plan for what each episode will be. So here we are in season 1, episode 2, and I'm having fun with it. So anyways, whatever it is that you're dreaming about, whatever you see for 2023, make it happen. I am sending you so much love for just a great year ahead, and know the best is yet to come. All right, much love, and I will see you on my next daily podcast. Bye.